Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Rywell93. I'm going to be doing an update on my Savannah monitor and its enclosure. As you can tell, a couple things are different. I rearranged a lot and I got it to where I like it. I'm going to start off by the first thing. You see all the fog. I got a fogger, homemade. It's a children's ultrasonic humidifier with an elbow joint and 1-inch tubing. And just seal it off with some hot glue, and it puts a fog in there, which is essentially humidity. And the humidity right now is reading 84 in the center and 78 on the back corner, and it says it's 80 degrees, but I'm pretty sure I need to change the batteries out in there because it's a lot hotter in there, because in the center it's reading 92. And on his cool side, well, his basking side, the humidity is at 65%. So he's got a good humidity. There he is, right in there. It's a 4-inch PVC pipe, about a foot long, going in to the dirt. It's about a foot high. I put this board there because if I didn't, all the dirt would come out every time I opened the cage, and that's where all his burrows are. He's got burrows, like the whole back thing is just all burrows, and he spends a lot of time in there. I changed his basking spot to on top of his log hide, and I have two 75-watt floodlights for his hide. For his basking. A lot of people say use 45 watts, just use like a couple of them. I use 75 because it puts out a nice little range, like a 2.5 foot, circumference of basking. And I'm gonna do his temp right now. It's at 58.5 Celsius, which is 138, give or take. So his basking spot is spot on. His temperature, it's upside down, but it's 88.7 in the center. And on his cool side, which is also his basking side, it's 83.6. Like I said, warm side, it's at 92. And I usually let this thing run, this humidifier run all day, constantly, and the humidity will go up from like 84 and all the way down to like 75. So if you have problems with keeping humidity in your enclosure, I recommend doing one of these. Looks awesome, and it keeps up the humidity awesome. You don't have to dump gallons of water in your enclosure all the time. I did add a live plant. I found one that could deal with the temp and humidity. He doesn't really bother it, but it's just something in there so it doesn't look all plain. He's been eating really good. I've started feeding him every other day now because he was getting a little overweight. So he eats every other day. So he just had 2 chicken livers, which were dusted with Fluker's calcium with D3 and Herpdivite multivitamins. A lot of people say you can use 2 Centrum tablets and crush them up. I don't do that because I know this stuff's made for reptiles, and I don't feel like dealing with all that. I did say I was going to start feeding him dubia, and I have been. He loves them. I got a pretty big colony in there right now. There's about 300 males and females in there. That's not including nymphs. There's a lot of adults in there. I'll show you. This is his food for not tomorrow, the next day. There's about 20 dubia in there. He eats like 20 to 30 nymphs a day. Every other day. And so let's open this up. Here's his dubia. It doesn't look like a lot, but there is tons of roaches in here. Tons. They're everywhere. especially right here. There's a lot. Like I said, there's some roach chow, some water crystals. I had a problem with fruit flies, so I did this. This is red apple cider vinegar, and you put it in just a bottle to top cut off, something where the roaches can't climb, and all the fruit flies are attracted to it, and it kills them when they go in there. So yeah, breeding with these things are stupid easy. Keep a I don't know what wattage that is. I think it's 75 watt heat lamp on there. Like I said, here's this dubia for Thursday. They're in there with some calcium with D3 and the herptovite in there, so they can kind of get gut loaded on it. But I do dust all this dubia. I got like 75 views on my last video. It's not bad. It's my first video I ever did. Do a shout out to Hell for Rail. Been watching his videos. He's been watching mine. He's a good guy. A good looking monitor. I actually am building him a bigger enclosure because he's getting pretty big pretty quick. He's about 6 months old, and he's already pushing over 2 feet. I got him when he was a hatchling, I think April or May 20th, and he's grown a lot. I'm going to take him out in a second if he cooperates. Like I said, I wear a glove because I'm not afraid that he's going to bite me, but he's got some sharp nails, and I don't want to get bit anyway. So he's not nasty, but he's not tame. Like, he'll let you know when he doesn't want to be touched. What else? This is a water bowl, still the same. This is a cat pan. He loves to go in there, dirty it up after I clean it. So usually what I do is I change it out every day. In the mornings I'll take it and I'll dump it on this side where his burrows are, just to keep it moist and hold his burrows. And I do still miss it occasionally because I got to water the plant. And basically I miss it just to keep the top layer of dirt from just going everywhere, because it does get all over my floor, and I got to vacuum like every day, which is a pain in the ass. But I am going to be moving him in a couple months to a bigger enclosure. I just made a practice enclosure for, I don't know what I'm going to get put in there, but it's a 4x2x2. And I went out to Home Depot the other day and just bought some wood, and just started to see how it is to make them. And I figured out that the best way to make his 8x4x4 enclosure maybe a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go up doing a video on that in a couple months. I got a 50 watt heat lamp right there just to boost up the temp at night, because like I said, at night turn them off and turn his UVB light off. It's basically just his big 250 watt and then a 50 watt. A lot of people say don't use the 250 watt because it just cooks them. It don't cook them. It keeps my temps up pretty good. What else? So my dirt, yeah. I added a lot of dirt in here. Like, it doesn't look like a lot, but there's a good 300-400 pounds of dirt in here right now. And I've changed the dirt out a couple times. Like when I rearranged his cage, his enclosure the last time, it was a pain. I filled up about 3 of those tubs to the brim, and I still had dirt in here. So there's a lot of dirt in here. Let's see if it'll cooperate. Tried to do this with one hand, never did it with one hand before. I have been soaking him. I also got this stuff because he's not that great of a shedder. I mean, he doesn't have problems with it, but Rep D shedding aid. It's supposed to like keep their skin moist and help with shedding, He hasn't had any bad sheds, but he does, like up around his head and neck, it gets a little dry up there. Let's see if I can't get him to cooperate with me. And with this humidifier, every time you open up his enclosure, you get hit with a big old gust of humidity, and it's hot. Like I said, he's not nasty. Let's see if I can't get him out. He knows what tongs are. I did buy the rubber coated tongs. I don't like them because I feed them night crawlers and chicken livers. They always slide out. So I stick with these. He don't mind them. Hold on. Let's see if I can't get him out here. Maybe I'll feed him a dubia to get him out so you can see how big he is. He did get really, really big. Like surprisingly in just a short amount of time. There's his dubia. See, he has gotten, that's my hand. He's gotten a lot bigger. Come here, bud. Like, he's huge for being so young still. I do feed him chicken livers, like maybe twice a week. He's nice and dirty. Dirty monitor is a happy monitor. Means he's out digging. See, I don't know if this is from last shed or this shed, but he's been shedding a lot. You can see how big he is. You get a close-up of his eyes. They're not sunken. He's not dehydrated. He's just a lazy fucking monitor. He does like to chase his dubia, but I don't let him chase them. So he'll eat all those and then some. There's a lot in there. He'll eat, like, if I was to let him, he'd eat like 3 times that amount, but can't feed him that many all at once because I don't have that many nymphs left. I got all the babies and all the adults. You can just see how beefy he got. There's his, he don't like you looking in there. He thinks this is food. Come on, you want to come out? I'll take you out. Come here. Oh, hold on. This is hard to do with one hand. Sorry about that. It's pretty hard to do with one hand. He doesn't cooperate. There he is. He got really big. This is a 6x2x2 cage, enclosure, and that log is about 19 inches, and just his body alone is about that whole size. So he's a big boy. He is a male. I do notice when he goes to the bathroom, his hemipenes comes out. So that's my update video on him. I will do more. Comment, like, subscribe. You know, I gotta get that 2 subscriber mark. I'm only at 1 right now. So yeah. Alright, thanks for watching.